Okay, we're back in the regular session, no decisions made. Dave, go ahead, you had something to...
While they're here, I just wanted to visit the commissioners a little bit. Brock McAtee asked me about getting crushed concrete. He's a subcontractor for the Hutton Construction on a bid or something. They're looking for crushed concrete. We have some for sale at the landfill. He wanted to know whether we sell that, whether we haul it, or where we go from there. I said, I know how they generally work out. We take it on the short end.
But we appreciate everything you do, Dave.
Well, I'm sure you do, but I didn't know if that's what you guys want to look at. And
I don't know, that's not very many details. I don't...
normally we sell it for 15 ton, but it seems silly for him to go a further distance out of town or something and do some hauling or whatever, but
And it's the size and stuff that he needs, and how many tons?
he didn't say.
Okay.
You have the right size, is that?
It should be, yeah.
Okay.
And you don't know the total tonnage?
No, and they're doing some testing and everything like that to make
Okay.
sure it meets, but I'm
And
confident it will.
What's the purpose of it? I mean, what's it going to be used for?
It's probably for the sub-base.
Sub-base. Okay.
On the building pad.
So you were asking, are we gonna haul it?
Are we going to haul it, or are we going to donate it, or what's your guys' thought on that?
Well, I'd hate to use our money to pay for our concrete. I mean, isn't that what it basically boils down to?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now, if Brock's buying it,
He would take it out of his bid is what I'm getting after. If
okay.
He would lower his bid.
He'd lower
price
his bid
to
if
that,
we
he-
give it to him.
Yeah, yes. And there's, like, you're probably aware about the demolition and stuff, that's already been approved and stuff that you're gonna do, and so that comes out of that overall bid package too, if they demo that stuff and get it out of the way, so.
You'll get your concrete back just in bigger pieces.
that might be right.
Yeah, so you'll get slabs there, he'll trade you.
Yeah, that's probably right.
If it would save us money, I'm for it. If we're still gonna pay the $5 million, we're
I
not,
think we're going to pay for it one way or another.
one way or the other, but
Well, I say, Brock's trying to be good to us, and we might as well return that gesture. And
All right, thank you very much.
Well, yeah, but if he's subcontracting through the other guys, the other guy gonna drop his bids, we're giving him some.
It will be taken off,
And that's the reason I don't know who sees that end of it. Will
That's
you
what I
guys
mean.
oversee it?
yeah, we will see those bills, they'll come through on
Okay.
line items.
Okay.
I think we've got all the line items handled. I think they're all in place. That's been a while getting that set up too. But I think that's all in place now.
so what do you wanna know? Do you wanna know if we're gonna haul it?
If it's going to be acceptable if we do all this, that's the reason I just wanted to run it ahead of you. I said more than likely we would wind up doing it that way, but
Well, I'd say before we can give you any kind of answer, we're gonna have to know how many loads, how many tons they want, something.
okay, tonnage and something like
Yeah,
that.
I
Okay,
mean, what's it gonna cost us to donate it?
okay. All right, I'll get a little more info, so.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Dave, when you come back again, can you bring DJ with you? Or is he gone?
I got him on spraying right now. How soon do you need him back? I figured we'd be back in budget time.
Okay, that'll work out.
Okay. All right,
Just so I got a whole list behind me for him.
okay. City of Bird City?
No, not in town. I got that took care of.
Because there's some problems there or something.
Okay. Hi, Dave.
Hi.
Hi, Rick.
Hi.
I think we're ready for you. Mass Tech on Old Business.
They put that card system on the door down there.
Morning.
It's not working right
How
now.
are you?
Good.
When it heats up, the door won't shut. Now, the guy that they had is a good one, there's a handle on everything. They admitted it, put it exactly where they wanted it. But they're saying it needs to come back and adjust.
So we have to charge us for another service
Well, yeah,
trip.
it's gonna cost us another service trip, and if it's not working, why are we, I don't think we should pay for it to work, so
I agree.
I just wanted to give you a heads up.
All right.
Okay, we wanted to give you a list of items, it's not all of them, but a list of items that has been accomplished by the Airport Commission and Grace Flying Service through the past several years anyway. There's been a lot of improvements that has been completed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And the nice thing about most of the items that's been accomplished at the airport has been when it first started out with a master plan on to removing asphalt and putting in concrete for the first 3,100 foot of the runway, was that the FAA furnished 95% of the funds and local was 5%. So it was a real good investment. Since then, they've gone to a 90-10, which is still a tremendous investment. I mean, it's a way for us to improve the airport without, costing. Well, it would be unaffordable without their help. It couldn't be done. And when the FAA first started this, it was a real blessing because they only helped airports with 20 based aircraft or more. So all of the funds went to larger aircrafts, or airports, not aircraft. They went to larger airports, and we were unable to get any help at all unless we do a bond or come up with the money somehow locally anyway. So that's we've all spent a lot of hours trying to help get the airport in a real good, usable condition for faster aircraft, like the Flight for Life aircraft. There's been, I think, 3 times there's been a Learjet in here for air ambulance that for children to take them to. I think they land at Centennial, but it's been really good. We've all, like I say, we spent a lot of time. There was one instance in here where, I took our plane and flew to Hayes and met with Robert Uplinger when we ended up purchasing the land at the end of the runway so we could extend it. And, I spent my time, my gas, my airplane, and, met with him to, and it's not to blow my own horn, but I want you to know that we're all unpaid, putting our time and efforts in to do the county and the airport a really a good job, and I feel it's paid off. I guess there's two things that we wanted to talk about this morning, and one is the current project that we're doing is to take the asphalt out of the ramp area, the parking area, and extend the parking area or a taxiway to a new proposed hangar area. And also it would create a drainage culvert and access to the grass runway 1836. So we've got that grant from the FAA. Everything is completed and ready to sign. This has to be sent in to the FAA by July 28. But they send it out, they want it sooner than that so that they can have their funds available. we were, we were actually short on funds, and the FAA went to, a lot of times, an airport will have unused FAA funds that are going to expire. There was actually 3 airports that they went to and got a little here, a little here, and a little here to get enough funds to go ahead and complete this project. So that's where we're on this. This is a, let's see. $839,700 project, and so local funds would be $83,970 to do this project. We've met, with the commissioners in all of the projects in the years past through, for the last 30 years since we've been doing this, and always check to make sure that the commissioners are in favor of what we're proposing to do, and that the funds are available. So I always make sure that we check to make sure everything is ready to go. We do our votes at the Airport Commission as required by the FAA, and so it's all there and completed. And so I met with the county attorney, and what we wanted to do was make sure that it's okay with the commissioners to have the county attorney sign that. We need to sign it as an airport commission and the county attorney, and then submit it to the FAA. So that's the one item we wanted to make sure that you guys say, go for it, sign it, and carry on.
Well, the airport's a valuable asset, so we're not going to turn our back on it by any means.
You made the comment to me that you had to guarantee the FAA that you'd build two hangars.
Yes.
Do we have anything in writing that that'll be done? You know what I'm saying? Let's just say something would happen to you or to Mike.
Mm-hmm.
And then, is the family going to come in and build a hangar? Or is the county going to end up building the hangar?
No, the county won't. And I asked this question to Diane. I says, well, what would happen if we say, yes, we're going to build one, and then we don't? And she says there's nothing you can really do at that point in time. I mean, they can't come back on anybody.
That's what I don't want to come back on the county and say,
right.
You said you're going to build a hangar.
Right.
You better build one.
Yeah. Yep. And I think that the intention is to build one. It wasn't just a vocal commitment to get the FAA's approval on it. And the other thing with this, with the hangar expansion area, there's actually a plan for 4 hangars there. Yeah, plan for 4 hangars. And so what our concrete or our asphalt area is actually thinking it's 25 foot wider than what they're going to allow us to go ahead and replace it with. And the reason is the taxiway, they only allow so much asphalt or concrete to park aircraft on. And before, they allowed it to be bigger before, but they won't now. Now, the reason I don't know. And the only reason that we're able to put the concrete this direction and also concrete going out to that 1836 runway is because they use the same square feet that we're unable to use here and use it here. It's still the 90-10, but it's not it's not getting any more than we would have had, because what we would have done, if we could have went ahead and had the same size of ramp, we would have voted to do that, but we couldn't do it, the FAA wouldn't allow it. So what we've done is taken the same dollar amount, the same amount of concrete, and just put it in a different location, which they approved.
I tell you, Dave does a lot for the airport. I don't know of anybody else in the county that would take the job of what he's getting done. I mean, he's got a lot done at the airport, and it takes a lot of work to do what he does, and I know he don't get paid anything for it, and I appreciate all that work. But there's a lot of this that he's asking to be done here that is for private individuals, and I don't think tax dollars need to be spent for private. For instance, Dave, this what you've got in here in this plan calls for electricity, water, and gas to these new hangars. That's never been done for anybody before, and I don't think tax dollars need to be spent on it now.
Okay, that's for a future project.
I know it, well, even for this project, Dave. I mean, it's all asking for tax dollars to be spent for.
No, it's not for private. It's for expansion of the airport. And the one thing that's going to happen, 2 hangars are going to be built. Those are going to be taxed.
Okay,
It's
I
not.
would agree if you get a commitment that 2 hangars are going to be built.
We have that.
I don't think my calculator will ever build a
Oh yeah,
hangar.
we've got it in the minutes, in the notes. I got it
I
in the
know
minutes
it,
right
but
here.
like you said, you asked me to sign one. You said you don't have to build it, just sign that you'll do it. And that's not right, Dave.
Okay, well, on 7/11 of 2016, there was every airport commission member was there, including Rick. Rodney was there, and Robert and Diane, our consultant. We visited about this, we voted on it. There was no negatives on that meeting.
Dave,
So-
what we voted on was not whether we would do, what we voted on was to do, I mean, if you read what we voted on, wasn't whether we do the extension or not. It was the project for the airport, and you added the extension later.
No,
That wasn't-
that's not right. We voted to make taxiways north and south with east and west facing hangars, and the vote was yes. I got it in my notes.
Well,
I'm sorry you didn't recall that, but that's the way it was.
Dave, in the first place, the vote was an email vote.
No, this was a personal vote. Later, we voted again on an email vote.
I said what I thought.
No, it's right here. So I don't,
So the bottom line is, where does that leave us? What do you need from us? Besides the approval to go ahead with the project?
that's basically it. And unless,
That's what we voted on, Dave, was an approval to go ahead with the project. We didn't vote separately on whether the main project of fixing up the runways and the taxiway, and then this was an extension, and we didn't vote on that separately. What the vote that you give us was just a vote to go ahead with the project.
that was the second email vote. The first vote was right here on 7/11 of 2016. So, I mean,
Well, I just disagree with it, okay?
Okay.
That's my opinion.
So as an alternative, what do you foresee?
There was 2 parts to this project. The first part was to fix up the runways, correct, Dave? And redo where they park out there,
The apron area?
the apron area. That was the main project right there. Then the extension project was this part here. When we voted, it was all lumped together to continue with the project, not whether we do this project and this project. It was just all lumped together as one. I think this project needs to be done. And I agree with this project here, if you'll get signatures to go ahead with it. But then I don't agree with putting utilities out there to those hangars Because that's never been done before.
That's not even, that's a proposed for next year.
I know it,
That's
Dave.
We'll have
You
meetings to
propose
vote
it
on.
one time, and then the next time you just automatically add it in, like you added this in. That's just not right. I just disagree with it.
How many
Well, that-
people are on your board?
7. I have never had a negative vote on this project or another project.
I
We've
went
had
and
this
visited with them
discussion.
individually. Go call Rodney Brayson. He's against it. Everybody I've talked to, that explained
Then
to him
why
what
did
this
they-
deal
why
is.
Can I
did
make
they
a
all
suggestion?
vote
Can I
yes?
make a suggestion? And maybe this is what Terry's going to say also. I think probably before the commissioners take any action, maybe the airport commission should meet and clarify what exactly the project is, what the expectations are. We do have until July 28th. Maybe you could call a special meeting as soon as possible to clarify the issue so that everyone is on board, understanding what the project
The
actually
biggest
is.
problem is, Leslie, is we've got a bunch of people on the airport board.
Well,
that
and
don't give a damn.
unfortunately, Rick, I think this is an issue for the airport board and not the commissioners.
That's exactly right.
And so
This-
I
this
think,
should-
I think that it would probably be best if you guys were to meet and get it clarified, get on the same page, and then you would be better apt to explain to the commissioners what exactly is being asked of them.
What you're bringing
Okay,
up
great.
is after the fact. If you wanted to not do
You
the
told me this-
project,
You told me this
redo
was
this
after
at a
the
meeting.
fact, but you're now asking the commissioners to sign it, Dave, right?
Well, I tell you what, Leslie's exactly right. Before we get ankle deep into this, I would like to see a vote, or at least comments from those on the board.
We've had 2 votes. One was with everybody there, and it was voted yes specifically for the addition, and Rick voted yes too. Now, I don't know what has happened to him
Dave,
in the mean
In the
part,
first
but
place, we have
whatever.
never had a commission meeting when everybody was there.
Well,
You're totally wrong, but whatever you think.
You guys. ask some of
I
the
think
other
you need to
board
get together and then
members.
come
I
back.
agree.
and
I agree.
We'll revisit
And I,
it.
Okay.
and I called Dave a month ago and told him that. We need to have a board meeting. And we didn't have.
Okay. You're always welcome back.
Yep.
Don't worry about that.
Okay, thank you.
Well, it didn't go as well as expected.
No, it didn't. Okay, Reed is ill, or still ill, I believe, or does anybody know? Oh, okay. Well, I think we're ready for Amanda then. Reed's not here.
Are you mad at me?
You? Always.
Well, I do think, no matter what, there ought to be a written agreement that somebody's gonna build air hangars.
That needs to be a contract.
That's a contract.
And-
Not just a verbal agreement, and
And
then,
that would
that's
be
why
a-
I asked him, I said, what would one if something happened to you?
Well, and that would be a simple solution. That would satisfy Rick and fulfill Dave's need. All you do is, if you have people that are interested in building a hangar out there, have them sign a contract and agreement to go forth with it. And then,
But first
Well,
off, they
that
need to
could
figure
come
out
back later.
what is this project that they're getting this grant for? What was the understanding?
true. Did you see that?
It's gonna cost the county $8,300.
I think Dave picked it
It's
up.
3,000.
And that 8,300.
That was my comment.
83,000.
No, ours is 8,300. The project is 83,000.
No,
No,
830.
it's 830,000.
It's gonna cost the county
Ours is
83,000.
83,000.
No.
That's why it's like, you better get this clarified
Yeah, no,
80
before we do
that-
anything.
The second project, the one for the hangars, is $83,000. And our 10% would be 8,300. The total project is 800 and some thousand. The 2 projects together.
Obviously, they have a lot of things to talk about, so.
We hope they talk about it. Makes it interesting now.
Amanda? Okay, we need to make an appointment to have Amanda be the Cheyenne County appraiser. We need to do that pronto, because that's got to be done by
Today.
today.
Yeah.
And Scott had been in communication with me in regards to the resolution and the appointment, and I sent a draft to Scott that I felt would be appropriate. I believe it's night before last, and so I think we've got it done.
How much training did you have to go through to get qualification?
I know there's 2,000 hours of experience, and is it 200 or 400 hours of
Online?
tested class, no, Topeka, most of it's Topeka. And then there's an eligibility exam and a commercial and residential case study, so I had to take 3 exams to actually get my RMA and the tested hours, and it might have been 200 actual tested hours, and then I think it's 120 continuing ed that I'll have to keep up every 4 years.
So you have to have 200 hours in 4 years? Is what you're saying?
That was what I had to have before I could sit
Oh.
for the 3 tests, and now every 4 years I'll have to have 120, plus the property law and use updates.
Well, I'm sure that with the laws changing, you have to have updates every year, just to keep up with
Need a motion?
Right, Glenn's what the law says when it- Before I agree to, yeah.
It's the same.
It's the same.
We're gonna run it in anyway.
Okay, do I hear a motion to go ahead and pass Resolution 1714, which appoints a county appraiser for Cheyenne County, and Amanda Milne is seeking that appointment?
So move.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
I was waiting to say aye. I forgot about the second.
Yeah, well, our timing's not very good today. I don't know what it is.
On the budget stuff this afternoon, are you guys planning on a second day, or,
Gonna have to.
okay. I know I was on, but with it being cool outside, I was hoping to get out and get some stuff done, so I might,
We'll have to talk about it, but I'm assuming late next week.
okay. If, I know Natalie was, or some of the others, if I let them fill my spot, and if you guys have time today, you can call me, and we'll be
Okay.
in town, will that work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Scott, I agree with him. I doubt if we get through it all today anyway.
but I'll just put myself on a on-call basis, and if you get through it and
Okay.
call me, that way I can try to get out while it's cool today.
All right.
So you give any thought to the other projects?
Yeah, but I don't know if right now I'm willing to take that on. I can visit with you later. That needs to be sent to the director. Okay. You want me to send you his email? Yeah. Okay, that'll work. Anything else?
Nope, I think
Alrighty.
that's good, thanks. Well, I'm in favor of another 5-minute break. No, I have not.
The figures aren't quite right.
I must be up.
March
You were, but we're all
2017.
leaving now, so.
This was the primary bid. 630.